Hello, my beautiful bookish friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since we did a bookish video, mostly because I haven't been reading that much, and I feel like a poser coming on here and talking about books to you guys. And I've also been very busy with Halloween makeup things. But today we are doing the mid-year book freakout tag because one, I can't believe we are already at this point that it's like seasonally accurate to make this video. And I want to talk about books. Damn it. So I'm going to. So I have the list of questions. I did not make this tag. This tag has been going around for eons. The people that I always see do it and then kind of do it after them is Mel Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte. Those are like my girls. Book Roast, also another one that I watch a lot. I love them. You should go check them out. They don't know me. I just like them. So yeah, we're gonna get started because I'm gonna want to talk about these books a lot because this year I have been all about quality over quantity and really taking my time reading, and also trying to keep up with new releases, but also reading what I have, trying to find those like all-time favorites that I want to just read over and over and over again. And I've been doing a lot of rereading to keep me out of slumps. Like I have reread the Truly Devious series up to Nine Liars. There's a new one coming out, or it may be out now. It may be out now. And I'm rereading the Inheritance Game saga, and I'm trying to think. I think those are the only rereads I've really done. But that all being said, let's get into the tag. So first question is best book this year, and I know exactly what book it is. Soul Searching by Miss Lila Sage. This book I did not expect to love so very much. I mean, I love Lila Sage. I love the Done and Dusted series. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this, but starting to read it and going into it pretty blind, like I didn't know there was a paranormal element in here. It's right on the blurb in the back, but I didn't read it. I also thought the like home is where the heart is and this one is haunted was more of like a metaphor than like actually a haunted house kind of situation. I liked how poignant this book was at times. I think that's something Lila Sage does really well is she balances the steamy, spicy, smutty romance stuff with this like deep rooted sense of family and community and running from something and wanting to move on from something that's happened in your past. This just like really did it for me. I read it so fast. This is one that I like stayed up super late to finish and did not care that I was super tired the next day. And I can't wait for the next one. I hope it's more than a duology. I don't know who the third book would really be, but maybe the duology will set that up. But it also features all the characters from Done and Dusted, so like you're still living in this cute little world, you know, that she's put together out in Wyoming. So I loved this book. This is like a brand new favorite. It's one that I want to buy special editions of. It's ones that I want to read again. Like it was such a good not only romance but just book in general. So the next question is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. It's actually one I own as well. It's Harvest Season by Brynn Weaver. I got a special edition I got like the Target exclusive edition of this one. It's sitting upstairs. My mom like just finished it. I cannot wait. I loved Taurus Season last year. It floored me in terms of how good it was. I mean, it's Brynn Weaver. I love her writing. But I could not get over the twist and how well it was done and how I really did not see it coming and just how I don't know. It truly was mind-blowing, and I don't use that term lightly. So I cannot wait to see where the next one picks up because much like the end of Butcher and Blackbird, Taurus Season ends with this like moment and you're like, I need the second book right away. Like it introduces new point of views. It's Brynn Weaver has figured out how to write the goriest, most screwed up what is happening scenes into a romance that I have ever experienced. I'm sure other people are gonna be like, oh my god, there's so many other things that are so worse. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, but like, does it ruin food the way that Bryn Weaver does? I don't think so. Okay. Anytime I go to a restaurant and if there's like niçoise salad or something on it, I gag. That's how good of writing she produces. So, Harvest Season, I may pick up next. I'm in the middle of a book that is proving to be quite disappointing. Um, so hopefully it takes a turn. If not, I think Harvest Season is the one I'm going to pick up next. The next question is best sequel you've read so far, and this one was another one that didn't really take me by surprise because I did like the first book so much, but I was just, again, it was so heartfelt and did something so different that I wasn't expecting, and that is And Now Back to You by BK Borison. I did read First Time Caller this year as well, and so I didn't have to wait for this one as long because I read First Time Caller a little bit after it came out. This one I think I got on release day or very close to it, and I just I love Delilah. I see so much of myself in her wanting to do such a good job as a reporter and just having this boss in her life that does not want her to succeed and just keeps pushing her down and down. Unfortunately super relatable for me, and I just like felt for her so much. Like, look at the way I'm holding this book. I just wanted to like hug her, and her being a mid-size plus size character, like, and all the stuff going on with her grandpa in the book. Like, this book made me well up so many times. And just, I don't know. There's a question about like what books made you cry. This one made me well up. It didn't make me like sob uncontrollably, but I will say this one probably could apply to that question as well, because it was so heartfelt on so many things. Like, all these characters have so many things going on outside of the romances, and I think that's why these books are so popular, because the characters are so full of depth and emotion and love and caring, and you know, they're parents, they're single, they're trying to make life work. Like, in this one, Jackson has custody of his twin sisters and he's not that much older than them. Like, it's just, you can see it's someone's life somewhere out there in the world. Maybe not their jobs and the like crazy situations they get into, but that is someone's life somewhere. And I love it. It's supposed to be When Harry Met Sally inspired. I will say I've never watched When Harry Met Sally. I've also never watched Sleepless in Seattle, which is like the vibe of First Time Caller. So that's a thing. But if you're somebody who can read books and listen to stuff at the same time, I highly recommend putting on like Delilah in the background. Not like Delilah here, but I'm wondering if that's why she's named Delilah. Is like the lady who was on the radio, you know, like Nights with Delilah and Delilah. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Her voice is so smooth. And when you're listening to them, like, especially when they're talking about the radio station, if you have her in the background, it's very immersive. Okay, next question is most anticipated release of the second half of the year. I think I have to say Free Falling, because it's the next one, the Sweet Powder Peak series. And it's the only one that's like really coming to mind. I'm sure, actually, you know what? If it's not out already, The Velvet Knife, I am also very excited about, by Maureen Johnson, because that's going to be the 6th book in the Truly Devious saga. Free Fallen, I'm excited about, and hopefully it won't let me down, because this is the sister of the main character in the first book. And I did like the sister. You don't get a lot about her, but you don't get a lot about the sister other than like the differences between the two, even though they're twins. So it does leave you on a cliffhanger in the first book, so I need to know. Also, The Velvet Knife. My mom has read Nine Liars and said there's a cliffhanger, so I need to read that before I get the next one so that I can like process everything and know what the cliffhanger is. But those are the only 2 new releases that I like have been like have a pin in up here to get. I have to wait till September for Free Falling. Hate that. The next question, biggest disappointment. I think if you guys watch my reading wrap up, like my what I've read so far this year wrap up, you will know it is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I love Carrie Maniscalco. I loved Hunting Dracula. I loved Kingdom of the Wicked when a lot of people didn't. I hated Throne of the Fallen. I thought it was one of the most smut for smut's sakes books I've ever read, and it's not even pitched that way. I didn't love any of the characters. Like, I felt like Prince of Envy was so different than he was presented in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. Yeah, I mean, I committed to this giant book and couldn't do it. It was really boring, and I think everything wrapped up very conveniently at the end. Like, it was just, it didn't do it for me, which I was fully ready to be like, okay, this is gonna be like a 7-book series or a 6-book series, I guess, because the first 3 are like all Wrath, so that would be separate, like 1 for each prince. I'm ready, like, let's go. And it didn't do it. There were so many things I disliked about it. I mean, it just didn't do it for me. So, and that's talking from someone who, I love the concept of Princess of Hell and these like human relationships and deals with the devil and all that kind of stuff, and this was just not it for me, which sucks because I really wanted to like it. Book is your biggest surprise. This one is gonna seem kind of like dumb if you've been watching me for a while and you know what I like to read and how much I love like Done and Dusted and Lila Sage and like all that stuff, because it's flawless. I finally read this year and I liked it more than I thought I would. That's why it was my biggest surprise. I felt like I wouldn't love it the way that other people love it, or the way that people were just like, oh my god, it's so good, like, you need to read it, you need to read it, you need to read it, you need to read it. And I'm just like, okay, but like, it can't be that great. And like, yeah, it's good, so, you know, whatever. I definitely think I'm gonna like some of the other ones more, but like, this was good stuff. I enjoyed it. I like cowboy romance. How can you not? Like, I don't know, I grew up on 90s country and that's the vibe that all of these give me. So I will like listen to that while I'm doing these. I think it's because I'm just like romanticizing reading more than I have in the past. Yeah, it could also be because I'm single and lonely. Okay, next question. Favorite new author. My favorite new author is an author, illustrator, all of those things. I dropped it. Hold on. And that is Jamal Campbell, because I have been obsessed with the new Zatanna series. This is the first comic book series that I have picked up from like issue 1 and then gone issue 2, issue 3, and will continue on with throughout the year. Usually I get the bigger kind of bind-ups once they've all been out for a while, and then sometimes it's hard for me to find and keep up with everything. This way, obviously, it's much easier, but I did find out my comic book store is going out of business, and I'm devastated. Like, just when I finally start to get the hang of the comic thing, they leave me. I'm sad. I can order them from Midtown Comics in New York. It's fine. I love Midtown Comics. But it's not the point. Point is, I want to just go after work. It's right by my job. And it's so sad. But I am really loving what they're doing with Zatanna. I've read stuff with Zatanna in it in different series, like the Bombshell series, and I think the one Harley Quinn series she's in as well. I have the DC Inc. Like YA graphic novel up there. But this is the first time really getting just an original new storyline. So he also wrote a different one of her last year, a couple years ago, that I definitely want to pick up. So it was like a whole separate one. Like, you don't have to read both, but I think it would just make this even better, just seeing the different things. And it's made me want to do a Zatanna look so bad. I've done a magician look that people were like, oh, you look like Zatanna, but I have never specifically done a Zatanna cosplay. And I might have to now. I also like now want a cat that I can name Zatanna. Like, it's all, or like a bunny. I think a bunny would be even better. But yeah, I love it. I love what they're doing with this character. and it makes me happy because more female comic book heroes, please. The next question is one that I think I have had an answer to every year. Like, I have had a definitive, like, this is my answer. And I don't have one this year. It's your newest fictional crush. I really am, like, looking and scoping out the, like, shelves here. Okay, I'm looking at what I've read this year and everything, and I don't have one for ya. I don't. I have yet to find a man in the books this year that I'm just like, yep, that's the one. I mean, I love Jackson. I love Aiden in the Heartstrings series, but they're not like the standard, or like I'm not thinking like, oh, this is the bar, like this is where it has to be. And I got nothing. I think it's partially because I watched Off Campus and it just renewed my love for Garrett Graham. In the book, on the screen, whatever. I love Belmont Camelli so much. Yeah, I have no new fictional crushes because the one that has stayed near and dear to my heart since I first read The Deal when I was like, what, a freshman in college or even younger. Yeah, can't be beat. Can't be topped. Sorry about it. The next question, newest favorite character. Again, I don't think this is like a new thing because it's a reread, but that's fine, I guess. Stevie Bell in the Truly Devious series. She's been one of my favorite characters for a long time. But truly, like, her in this one, like, rereading The Box in the Woods, I loved her even more, how she developed and changed. But again, I'm looking through all this, and obviously I love Delilah in And Now Back to You. But I'm looking, and there's no one name that I'm like, yeah, I want to be her. Like, there isn't. I mean, obviously Wonder Woman. I read this one shot that came out called Truth, and it's Wonder Woman and Batman and Catwoman, and Harley Quinn's in it too. And obviously I love all of them. I mean, I always love Wonder Woman. But I guess Zatanna would probably be the answer because I've always been a fan of hers, but now she's like a top 5 for me. Right, next is the book that made you cry, and shocking to no one because it makes me cry every single freaking time I read it. Daisy Jones and the Six. I mean, if I could make everyone on the planet read one book just once, it would be Daisy Jones and the Six. I love this book. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I find it hard to make a list of my favorite books of all time because I read so much and I love so many different genres. I could tell you my favorite thrillers, tell you my favorite romances, I could tell you my favorite whatever, but like if someone's like, oh, what's your favorite book? This is what comes to mind. Or if someone's like, oh, I'm trying to read, like, I don't like smut and I don't really like mystery and I don't like that. So I'm like, have you read Daisy Jones and the Six? Do you like Fleetwood Mac? Do you like Stevie Nicks? You should read Daisy Jones and the Six. Like, every freaking time. Daisy and Billy rip my heart out like no one else can. And I love it. I eat this shit up every time because it's so good and real. And you know that this was someone's life in this time. And I love it. It's so heartbreaking. And I think if you're someone who just deeply feels things and wants things they can't have, or feels like they want things they can't have, or just is like yearning for something more, or has this big dream that seems impossible, like, this is just that book. I love it. It's tragic and beautiful and fun and crazy and rock and roll and the 60s and 70s, and I love it. So yeah, Daisy Jones, as always. The next question is a book that made you happy. I can't think of one. I would say probably the closest. look, reading just makes me happy in general, right? So it's hard to say like, oh, this book made me happy when reading always brings me joy. All right, next is a very fun question. It is the most beautiful books you have bought this year. I have several options. So if we're going like traditional book, I would have to say Glorious Rivals. I'm not to this point in the Inheritance Games series, but look at this cover. She is stunning. I love the white on the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition versus the black. I think it is much more dramatic. Like the black with the purples and gold is very pretty, but this is like stunner. I love the mask, and you know, all this stuff is gonna come up in the book, like they'll mention it, but like these two gears sparking together, what's that about? These dominoes, like these numbers are gonna mean something. There's a dart, there's a mask, there's like a lock chain kind of thing. Just beautiful. I don't know if there's anything special. No, there's nothing special on here on the cover. But yeah, it's just pretty. It just looks rich, you know? And then the other ones are my comics. I love comic book art. It's like if I could collect art prints of comic covers and have room for all of them, like one day when I win the lottery kind of thing. That is what I think. This is a Tana cover. This old school. There is like a blemish here, but it was the last one on the shelf, so I had to get it. This is of like the first. This is the first in the series, but this old school poster, love. And then the inside, like, what a serve. On the marquee in the fishnets with the white pointy shoe. Like, it's a word I can't say on the internet, but like, love. And then of course Wonder Woman in all her jacked glory on this edition. And then like you have Harley's hyenas are on here. It's kind of hard to see with the foil. And then Catwoman's back here. Love. I also have a stack over here, hold on, of comics that I've gotten. I showed you guys this Zatanna. I got this Maleficent series from Dynamite Comics. So there's various covers too for all of these. These are just the ones I picked that I thought were cool. You have this one with like these spirits. You have this kind of thing in the woods. These statues I really like. This one again is just like a serve. Like love that entirely. These Gaston ones are very cool as well. Like there's so many options, and them having various covers is super fun and makes collecting comics all the more fun. But yeah, those would be like the most beautiful covers I think I have this year. And finally, the biggest question of them all, what books do you want to read by the end of the year? The answer is all the ones on my shelf that are pulled forward. Is that realistic? Absolutely not. Because that also includes all the ones on my Kindle. So if I'm just glancing, I definitely want to get through all the Inheritance Games series. Don't mind this, by the way. I'm just bruised up a little. All the Inheritance Games series. I want to read 9 Liars so I can finish Truly Devious, or at least get caught up on it. Definitely more like romance stuff. Let's see all this. I think Heartless for sure. You can't see it there. And get caught up on Anna Huang because she's officially like the last book in the King of Sin series is coming out. King of Lust. That cover got revealed. I think it comes out not like end of year or early next year. Because I have 1 through 5. I need 6 and 7. So I need King of Sloth. No, I have Sloth. I don't remember what the other one is. Baby Lust is the 6th one. I don't know. I can't remember. Can't recall. But the answer is all the books I have, truly. Because I really don't know what I'm in love with this year for reading other than comics. So we're just going to give her a good go. I am trying to reread the comics I have and get up to date on them. But with the comic book store closing, I just may go in with like a list, and what they have I'll get, and if they don't, they don't. It's fine. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I like doing this tag every year. I'm happy I could do it this year. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and this inspires you to like keep reading. If you make this video, like, let me know so I can watch yours and maybe get some ideas for my TBR. Like, I need more books on that, right? But yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.